Ignite Laramie. Ignite means to set on fire, to burn, to bring the heat. More than that, it means the precise moment when the fire gets started. Turn the key in the ignition, Laramie, because the fire starts now. We're going to tell stories tonight about the dynamic ways you build a town, the ways you make it a place people want to live, a place they take pride in, a place they can grow. We're also going to talk about the ways in which you build yourself. How do we become the people we want to be? How do we discover new facets of ourselves in a constant process of metamorphosis? It's all about becoming, the ongoing journey that keeps this little L town and our life in it interesting, stimulating, meaningful, hot, even in the middle of winter, which, as we all know, lasts a long time. With no further ado, let's ignite. Our first speaker, Timothy John, is a Wyoming kid who journeyed a little too far off the farm between 2002 and 2010, traveling to India for extended stays 6 different times. During this time, he apprenticed in a kind of body work called the Yoga of Two. Recently, he started a new apprenticeship in shoemaking at Mattimore Harness in Laramie. Timothy also composes songs for guitar and plays solo piano. This local shoemaker also apparently loves puns because his provocative title tonight is How to Heal Your Soul. Give it up for Timothy.
I don't know how to heal the soul, but my soulful journey began when I had to go to Natrona County High School in Casper instead of Kelly Walsh, and I'd go to school with all my friends from junior high, and that put me in a nuclear funk. I didn't have all my drug connections. I was sober. That didn't help any. And I didn't know where I came from. I asked these big questions. Where did I come from? Did I live before? Should I continue to live? I decided to live and die a natural death and figure out why I was here. And these journeys, I read every book. I had some quartz crystals. I did a couple tarot readings. And I read a book by Dr. Islop called Conversations with Satya Sai Baba, which finally, 8 years later, 2002, I made it to South India where he resided. Satya Sai Baba had these sayings: there's only one religion, the religion of love. There's only one language, the language of the heart. There's only one caste, the caste of humanity. There's only one God, and He is omnipresent. He is everywhere. These kind of sayings really inspired me. And the caste system still is quite prevalent in India. And this higher sense of higher and lower, and a good or bad way of being born into the world. But originally, back in the day, before Alexander the Great came and invaded and destroyed the Gurukuls, children at age 5 went and stayed with the guru in a school to find out who they were. And then the class system was so they could live in society in accordance to who they were. So this caste system was actually a good thing in the beginning. And later on, it became an economic thing, and it became a thing that wasn't so good. So if you're a Brahmin, you were attracted to scholarly and spiritual things. And a Kshatriya, you're a warrior or a soldier. Vaishya, you were like to trade and do business. And Sudras like to do labor and do artisan-ship. This is one such artisan named Satyaraju before he became Shiva Bala Yogi. He came from Adivarapupeta, a village of weavers, and he started making beady cigarettes on his own and started selling them and earning extra money for his family. And one day he was taking a break, and he had a vision of Lord Shiva and put him into a state of samadhi that's beyond the body and the mind for a period of 8 years for 23 hours a day and another 4 years for 12 hours a day. And he became a God-realized yogi. This is a picture of Puttaparthi where I resided. And Sai Baba dropped out of school when he was 14 years old and told his mother, "This illusion that you're my mom and I'm your son is ended. My followers are waiting for me." And eventually he built schools. This is such a school. It's free to go to for people who can't afford school. And one of the things he said about education, the end of education is character. If you don't have a good character, you can't consider yourself an educated person. So this also destroyed the caste system, the sense of higher and lower, the untouchable thing, where people aren't worthy to touch a Brahmin or touch this, be a good person. But he destroyed this thing, and that's what in the West we have a certain kind of caste system also. This is cobbler. I think it's a great picture of cobbler, and this is the last. So whoever has the last is the higher caste. A cast, having the last allows you to be a property owner. Owning a last is property. A cobbler does his work on the streets, on the cobblestones. That's why he has the name cobbler. He's actually just a shoe repairman. So I'm a cobbler in town, and I live in a shoemaker's world. And I'd like to make shoes someday. I'm working my way up the caste system. And these are some pictures here of, these are the shoes on the left side before they come to me. This is me over here actually giving a shoe shape, giving it form. And then I give it the soul. This is where the healing of the soul begins. This is where the healing and the soul work starts. These two ladies right here, these are pictures of after they made their first boot. They're quite happy. This is a happy customer. We make reenactment stuff. These are some boots we made for a film recently. And it's not what we do. You know, it's who we are. And ultimately, I'm a pilgrim, meaning I wander in and out of lives. Why? It is my nature to search. I find things, I find beauty. Then I give it form, a shape. I've been given a blessed uneasiness, constantly seeking freshness in order to share with rhythm and song the scenes of a distant melody. It's not who we are. It's not what we do, it's who we are. And if we can put who we are into what we do, our lives will have meaning, and people will know also why we are here. Thank you.